Hey everyone, welcome back to the Cheeky Couch podcast. This is actually my rewatch channel. This is specifically for rewatching some of my favorite really trashy reality TV shows. I'm also going to be doing current new episodes, new seasons on this channel, and we are starting with the Kardashians. We are starting off season 2, Kardashians. This is the big Khloe Tristan drama. It's pretty bad. And to kind of lighten the mood, make things a little bit easier, I actually brought on a surprise co-host, and it is none other than my baby daddy.
Oh, all right.
Not yet. No,
Not
don't
yet.
get excited. I wish, but
Soon.
hopefully soon. This is Alok, my husband.
Hello.
How does it feel to be back?
Feels good. I like this set. I like what's going on here.
Yeah, it's much more chill.
It's a lot more fun.
Yeah, I agree. Some of you guys might remember Alok from my main channel, thatgirlshaexo on YouTube. We used to do all those cheesy couple tags that like everyone was doing. They're really not a thing anymore. I don't see many of those.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, you hated those.
I did.
Yeah. I was also kind of an ass. It felt like so much pressure to be like this adorable YouTube couple, and it was stupid because then you weren't even being yourselves.
Yeah, it didn't feel very... Because you would watch the previous video to kind of glean ideas off of or kind of see which way to go, and then you would end up doing something very similar to it, and it just didn't feel original. And we're very creative people, so it just kind of boxed us, and I think we're funnier just off the cuff.
I agree. We're funnier off the cuff.
Yeah.
And anyway, so I make Alok watch these shows with me all the time, and so I thought we talk about it anyway while we're watching. I might as well have him on. So he's not going to be on every Cheeky Couch episode. He does work a full-time job outside of the home, and it's football season, so he doesn't have...
It's football season. It's
football season, most importantly in Alok's world. So he doesn't have all the time in the world, but I'm hoping more so the newer episodes we can do together of certain shows and things like that. So yeah.
I can't wait.
Thanks for coming.
I have some strong Kardashian opinions, so
He does.
I hope to hear feedback, and I can't wait to get into this.
Yeah. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's get into it.
How are you feeling?
I feel many ways. I feel many ways about this.
I'm sure.
So this episode opens with Khloe and Kim sitting at Kim's house, and it's clear they have to talk about something. Khloe, being the funny person she is, she starts off with, "I'm anxious, but it's time to talk about Bruno," which...
Loved it.
Loved it. It's funny, and it also makes me sad. I noticed this in, like, I think we do this as well. You kind of use humor to cope. And I feel like I notice it when other people do it. And I feel like it tells me something about them in that moment, that they made a joke at a really hard time. Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe I read too far into it, but I'm just like, oh.
No, you can tell that she's trying to cope with it, and just really she's coming to terms with the reality of the whole situation, which is really difficult. You can only be on Khloe's side. I don't think I've seen anyone that has been pro or team Tristan by any means.
Yeah, there's some interesting arguments, which we'll get into. Not necessarily arguments. There's just a lot of viewpoints in this. Like, this is not the first tangled Tristan-Khloe affair. Considering it started, I'll just say it right now, it started, Tristan was expecting a baby when he first started dating Khloe. He already had a baby on the way.
Oh, wow.
And so the first time Khloe really got burned by Tristan, everyone was kind of like, you know, you kind of did it to another girl.
Oh, I see.
Now he's doing it to you with Jordan Woods, who was Kylie's
right,
BFF.
right.
And so I think at that point, everyone really was not on Khloe's side. But I think at this point, just knowing what we're going to find out in this episode and how much worse it actually is than you could possibly imagine. Yeah, I've seen mostly people on Khloe's side. So they're here to talk about the situation with Tristan. Kim's being really encouraging. She's saying, you know, you can do this. We got to get it out in the open. We got to deal with it. And Khloe looks numb.
Yeah, Khloe doesn't have a lot of emotion to her. She really just, you know, I think she's over it. It's really actually sad because it's the second time that Tristan's burned her. So yeah. She's really, she's almost just ready for it and just kind of knows the steps to get through it almost. It is just sad and defeated.
That, you just hit something so good. It's like, it's sad that Khloe's already so numb to men treating her so poorly, and she's had so many bad situations. Not necessarily exactly like this, but it's just, I don't know where she got so damaged at some point in life to where she accepts this behavior over and over and over. And I hope this is a turning point for Khloe. And I hope she's going to get past this. But I feel really sad. Just, it seems like it just doesn't...
Is getting past this, though, staying with Tristan, but because they have 2 kids, so... What's getting past it, I guess? That's a difficult question. And,
I don't know.
And even harder answer.
We're jumping ahead of ourselves because
Okay.
I'm just so eager. No, it's me. I'm doing it. I'm so eager to talk about this. I'm trying to follow along the episode in case you guys haven't watched yet or if you're watching with us. So Khloe says she's concerned about everyone's reactions on social media because people have not been the kindest, obviously, to Khloe or the Kardashian family, which I understand not for the first time, but ever since the Ray J stuff came out, that we'll talk about on another time, probably on just a normal Cheeky Couch podcast episode.
That's a whole
other bag of worms. For the first time, my back has really turned on the Kardashians. As if everything they've done isn't horrible enough. It was the Ray J stuff that really upset me.
We'll have to talk about that.
We'll talk about that in a separate episode. I can keep going. So anyway, she's really concerned with the hate on social media, but more than that, it's the fact that he committed to having a baby with you all the while knowing he was having a baby with somebody else. I mean...
Yeah, I haven't heard... It doesn't get much more low than that, so... It's... I mean, I don't think I can say... I don't have much more to add. It's just... We already know and just know how bad it is.
So then Khloe gets right into her talking head. She sits down in a little Barbie pink latex dress. We know they love their latex. Don't we all, people? Don't we all? Alok included.
I definitely love latex.
You said that so, like, you weren't that definite the day you married me, but the way you said you definitely love latex. Anyway, she sits down for her one-on-one with the cameras. She says, I have something to tell you. And this... Oh, they did this really, really well, showing the shots, because they tie in the season finale of last season when Kim is in the gym and she's freaking the fuck out because the declaration had just come out talking about Tristan wanting a paternity test with this other young woman who he had slept with on his 30th birthday. He was away on a game.
Wow.
Slept with a woman on his 30th birthday. In the declaration, it says... that she said, I want to come up to your room and give you a little present. He admitted that he understood that meant sex and that he was asking for a paternity test, which obviously means, you can't deny anything happened then. When you're asking for the paternity test, you're like,
right.
Yeah, I did it. And he didn't give Khloe any warning. He didn't give her any warning.
It's just unreal. Tristan definitely has a huge ego, and I just feel like he just doesn't care. And he can get away with it at this point. So, unfortunately, I don't know how it gets better for them in this situation.
It really doesn't, does it? Kim's reading the declaration to Khloe. Kim says to her over the phone, if this isn't the biggest sign for you not to have another baby with this man, then I don't know what is. And right then, Khloe says, like, well, I have a little problem. And Kim, like, freaks out. She's like, wait, like, I'm filming. Like, clearly, Kim, they must be so used to this that they need to, like, say certain things off of camera, you know what I mean?
Right.
So Kim was like, wait, I'm filming. And Khloe was like, I need to talk to you, like you directly, not on camera. So Kim takes her off the speakerphone, and like this face Kim makes, it's like, it's a face of horror. Like, it's like as if she just witnessed a murder.
I mean, it's pretty much the worst news that she could get at that time.
Yeah. So Khloe on the phone shares with Kim that her and Tristan had already done an embryo transfer a few days earlier. Like, it's happening.
Man.
It's
Can't
happening.
go back.
No, I mean, I find it really interesting that Khloe wasn't even telling the family or her sisters. And it makes me feel like she didn't want their judgment.
Yeah, and they touch on it a little bit later, but also the pressure from Tristan. She probably didn't want to tell her family being under the gun from Tristan also, just because that adds another layer to it. So again, it just goes back to Tristan's ego and
yeah. Because he wanted to grow the family. He wanted to move forward with a relationship.
He wants more kids or more people with his blood and his bloodline in it. It's kind of crazy and just,
You think we have a Nick Cannon situation going on?
just some of the things he says later on that we're going to touch on, just
They were red flags for you?
definitely red flags for sure.
Oh, interesting. I like getting this from your perspective because I don't think I marked anything as a red flag. So I'm
Okay.
interested to hear. Okay, so that's all done. We have the hot and heavy of it now. Okay, the family knows, basically, for the most part. Khloe is now in Kylie's daughter's room, Stormi's room. I have to ask, do you think that means Travis Scott knows too? Like, or do you think for immediate family means immediate family, like doesn't mean spouses in this family?
I think it means the sisters and
Yeah.
Chris. I think Travis knows by default, but I don't think she is calling Travis, or like when she calls Courtney, she's like, "Hey, get Travis here too," and like bring him in so I can tell Travis too. I think he just knows because, he's privy to it.
I only ask because, you can't have a relationship with a ton of secrets, and I feel like these Kardashian women have to have so many secrets because of all the dealings they've been in. They just obviously probably have a lot of fucking secrets. And they have different spouses at different times. People see different people. It's like a lot of mouths to make sure that they're not leaking anything or talking to others. This was big news. So yeah, it probably does just mean the sisters. But I bet that's hard on relationships that the sisters have to have, where they try not to share anything with their spouses.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe I could see some spouses seeing that as an issue, and maybe that's why certain relationships ended with them.
Maybe.
For sure.
Maybe.
I think that's a really good point.
Thank you. Kylie's being really sweet. She's being super supportive. She was giving Khloe a bag of hand-me-downs, and Alok and I both looked at each other, and we were like, do you think they really use hand-me-downs?
I just can't see them not wanting to buy brand new clothes for their baby. And maybe that's also part of just how detached Khloe is, and you have to think about that. And just she hasn't even gotten in the mood to shop for like baby clothes for when the baby comes home. So I think a lot of this episode was really sad, and there were some underlying things that made me really sad for Khloe throughout it. And that was one of them, was just she clearly, like, Kylie's handing her some baby clothes, and Kylie said that she's gonna bring her a new bag every month. So you can tell that Khloe's not really into this pregnancy yet, which I can't see how.
I'm not judging. I'm not judging. Exactly.
Already when you're like doing it via surrogate, I think that's already a difficult situation where it might be hard to get attached unless you're hanging out with a surrogate every day, which is that weird? Do people do that?
I don't know. I guess it depends on how wealthy you are that you set them up in there. Oh, I bet you do not hang out with them every day. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what celebrity surrogacy is really like.
I mean, I would want to hang out with the surrogate every day and them every day, I think. And I know that sounds crazy, but that's just kind of how I would do it to try to get more of a bond with the baby.
Because you do lose that physical, like their first kick and their tummy's upset and all those sweet things that, I mean, they're hard things, but also sweet things that is kind of a bonding experience with your little human in your little belly. So, yeah, so imagine that. She's using a surrogate, and then also Tristan's an asshole and has just like destroyed her happiness in this.
Again, for the second time during a pregnancy.
You're right. Again, it's how do you get excited? How do you get attached?
Yeah.
And then the other thing that Kylie asked if Khloe had any furniture for the baby's room. And Khloe was like, no, I can't because no one at the house knows. Does that mean staff, you think?
Yeah, I guess that has to be staff.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That I guess she really didn't want it to get out to anyone. And you know how people leak things. It's unfortunate that they have to be so weary that they can't even bring in clothes to their house. But how many houses do they have? And
how do you not have a crazy case of paranoia? How are you not absolutely paranoid every waking day of your staff then? If you can't even set up your baby's room. I don't know. I just don't know how they live with that. Live like that. I wonder what the staff's schedules are. I don't know. Like, when do you cry if the staff's around? And be sure that they don't hear your conversations.
Yeah.
I want a show about the Kardashian house staff. That would be the best.
That's a really good point. I mean, I would definitely be paranoid. I don't see how I could not be paranoid at a certain point.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can see that they kind of are. I mean, with Kim's comments earlier in the episode of just, how people let it get out, and we need to deal with it now before it does get out.
Yeah,
So
you're right. Clearly, they deal with it often enough.
Yeah, so it is unfortunate, and that they can sell stories for our, our gain, for us to figure out more about them.
And yet, I'm so grateful for it. I live for this shit. Also, just really quickly, I think that Kylie's probably... She just seems like she's someone who's really comforting in these situations. Kylie tried to keep it light, tried to not pressure Khloe too heavily, or she didn't try to talk about the drama. She just kept it light and was like, here are baby clothes. This is going to be so fun. The baby has the best family to be born into. Everything's going to be fine. And I felt just like, even though I'm not going through this, Kylie calmed me in that minute. And I was like, everything is going to be fine, Kylie.
Yeah, I think Kylie's really a pro's pro, so to speak, nowadays. She just knows how to handle things when they're on camera, when they're off camera, how to handle things on social media. I think she really did it not on her own, but I think she's really become her own woman, and really is fun to watch. And she was really comforting in that time. It was probably really nice because Kylie has been through some pretty crazy press things. So
Even just this year with the whole Astro World,
He has
the
been
lip
through a lot.
liner scandal.
oh, I didn't know.
That's the first Kylie scandal, when she was getting her lips done, and obviously she was getting them done and she wasn't ready to talk about it. So she did this interview and said that she just uses 4 or 5 lip liners, and everyone was looking at her dead face, just really?
No.
Just admit it. You have lip injections. Not that she should have to. Injections are so normal now. It's crazy. But Kylie, yeah, you're right. Kylie's really gone through it hardcore at a young age.
Yeah, and so I think she really knows what she's doing, and knows what to do and what to say to Khloe in times like these. So it was nice watching Kylie show up for Khloe.
Now let me ask you, who's your least favorite Kardashian, and why is it Kendall?
I don't hate Kendall at all. I'm a big Kendall fan.
No, you are a big fan of certain elements of Kendall. Kendall is a person, she is such a pick-me girl. I actually have a whole other episode planned about Kendall, because I have so much to say about Kendall. She's annoying.
I know she's annoying.
You just don't care.
I think Kylie annoys me more.
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
Kendall?
Yeah. Actually, I think ultimately it's Kim. I think Kim's the ultimate pick-me.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not happy with your answer.
I'm sorry.
I don't think it's your brain speaking. I think it's something else.
No, this is full just
Penis talk.
no penis talk.
It's penis talk. All right, so anyway, the sisters are arriving at Kris Jenner's now. No Kourtney, but the sisters are there to talk about the situation with Kris, on how they can support Khloe. And this is where we find out. Kylie says, I'm just mad because Tristan knew all this was happening with this other woman. He knew it was right on the freaking horizon, and he still went forth with the embryo transfer and didn't tell Khloe that we should hold off. This is what's going on. Kendall says that she felt as if Tristan wanted to trap Khloe.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't think about it the other way around, but when you're dealing with the Kardashian, I think Tristan did try to trap Khloe in a way, and it's really unfortunate. And it goes back to what I was saying about Tristan's ego, and just how I think he just wants more and more kids and more people of his bloodline. And
now, can I ask, you keep saying bloodline. Why do you think it's about his bloodline? I didn't pick up on that.
I think there's a point when they were showing clips of him and just how he's trying to coax Khloe into why this is a good idea.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see the manipulation a little bit.
You're right.
It's not necessarily manipulation, but you can see Khloe's not as on board with it as Tristan is. So
you're absolutely right. It's actually a flashback into last season when we saw Tristan for the first time with Khloe, and they're hanging out, and they're talking about how they're going to therapy and that he's working on it, and Khloe didn't consider them back together. They're just trying to, parent together right now and just kind of trying to deal with everything. And you're right. He was like, I want us to bond more. This is good for our relationship. All this type of stuff. So he does. It's crazy that he's the one who seems so insistent, and Khloe really is withdrawn. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, and I just think she's hurt. And after their first child together, I think she probably didn't want another one, especially after. Well, they probably worked it out, and then after this latest debacle, she probably wouldn't, like, if there was any way to get out of it, she probably would have. And I mean, it's sad because she says, and she like alludes to it multiple times throughout the episode, that it's her baby, and she's reluctant to say her and Tristan, which again is really sad and just speaks to the fact how beat up she is and how over Tristan she is.
You're right. In the beginning of the episode, I did leave that out, so thank you for bringing that up. She goes to say, Tristan and I are expecting, but she says, I don't even know if I want to say Tristan and I. And she corrects herself and she says, I'm expecting a baby.
Yeah, powerful stuff.
Oof, that was really, really rough stuff. You know, I heard a quote that I love so much. I think I heard it when I was younger and I was trying to cope with my parents divorcing. It's so stupid, but there's this quote and it says, the best gift a father could give his children is to love their mother. And that always stuck with me. And I'm just like, yeah, it's just crazy that the poor kids could possibly even have damage already and they don't even know it yet because they're going to have to learn about this already one day. I see it as just little damage to these little faces. And I hope that's not the case. I hope by the time they're old enough to understand, they've moved past all of this and everyone's happy. But it feels so rotten that there's just these little ticks on their little lives already. These little scandals around their little lives. It sounds insane. They're just little kids.
Yeah, and if they were to Google their parents or Google anything, what would come up on the first few pages? You know, it's really sad, and really sucks for Khloe.
They really want to gather around Khloe. They're going to try and throw her a baby shower, even though she really doesn't seem to be in the mood for one. She really doesn't want one. They're just hoping that they can support Khloe in the best way that they can, which is great. Okay, so this is funny. Next we go to Kris Jenner's condo in Beverly Hills. It's a condo that she owns that she forgot about, first of all. And that second of all, yeah, can you imagine? Can you imagine having that?
Homelessness is a thing, and here she is forgetting about condos, you know?
You're right. How many homeless people? In LA specifically, there's such a home crisis. There are so many people without roofs over their heads, and she has a condo she has forgotten about.
I wish, we had that problem.
If I said that, I'd be like, edit that out, because that is so out of touch.
I completely agree with you that it's so out of touch, and she even jokes and says, oh, that sounds crazy, but like, it was almost like,
I don't know. Like,
she was jovial about it. Yeah. She was like, I know, I'm crazy. I forgot about my condo in Beverly Hills.
And that's fine, but we get it. We get your insurmountable wealth. Then.
Yeah, we get it, okay? We can't eat. We get it. You're wealthy.
Yeah.
You have homes you don't even know about. That shit really pissed me off.
Yeah, there were a few things this episode, and was this the first episode or second? It was the first. There were a few things that I can tell, they're definitely going to get on my nerves about, and I'll definitely be sure to point them out along the way.
Especially in this climate, everything going on these days, it's hard to enjoy the Kardashians.
It seems like they're digging into it almost a little bit, and there were a few things, they made references to God and that they never, ever have done before.
Can I tell you something? Are you familiar with the Kardashian compound conspiracy theory?
No.
Okay, let me tell you.
Hi, Luca.
First of all, appreciate this chonky cat in my arms. This is Luca. You guys know Luca. He's a big boy. We're currently trying to lose weight. Me and Luca both.
Oh, God.
We're little chonkers. All right, get out of here. Let me tell you about this, okay? This is the Kardashian compound conspiracy theory. As you may or may not have heard, they're all buying land and property next to each other, like, way out in LA or whatever hills they live in.
I did not hear.
Okay, they're buying all this crazy property. Everyone basically lives next to each other now. They're building all these properties next to each other. And they're also kind of a part of a weird church. I don't want to say that they're just Christians. I think that they've participated. I want to say it's the Hillsong Church. It's kind of a weird, I'm sorry, but it seems like a weird culty celebrity church where like Justin Bieber's a member, the leader is like super trendy and weird. And so anyway, people have fan theories that the Kardashians are preparing for the end of times and that they're building their own compound up there because when shit hits the fan, if it does hit the fan, Everyone knows that they have food, money, supplies, everything. And so people believe they're building literally a compound, like a fortress, against the rest of the world.
Wow.
Yeah. For the days that, you know, shit might hit the fan and everyone knows that they got everything that we could possibly need. Us poor people.
Wow. Reminds me of when the Ukraine-Russia war broke out, how Putin has like nuclear fortresses in Sweden where his family currently is and his daughter and wife are. And it just reminds me of that, you know, the rich people just really, they're ready for whatever, and they won't care about the rest of us if shit hits the fan.
I never in a million years thought I would have a conversation about the war with Russia and Ukraine, Putin, and the Kardashians all in one sentence. So that was amazing.
That's why I'm here.
Thank you for that journey. I didn't see that coming, and I enjoyed every minute of it. But you are right. It feels like they're prepping a little bit. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, I don't know if you've seen Khloe's pantry, but it looks like it looks like a grocery store. I mean, it's really like they're prepping.
Wow.
I'm sorry, but I agree with this theory fully. I think they're ready in case shit fucking happens.
I'm going to have to Google it more.
You gotta look.
This is definitely a good wormhole to jump down.
It's so good, you guys. If you haven't done it yourselves, look into the Kardashian compound theories. I got to tell you, they wrote me in. I believe it. So anyway, now that we've addressed it, she doesn't remember that this is her apartment. She actually said that she uses this as Santa's workshop. This is where she wraps Christmas gifts.
Nice.
As if they don't have a million bedrooms in their homes. They have to have a separate home for Christmas gifts. Imagine. Khloe opens the fridge and it's all champagne, which is...
That's awesome.
It's very much my mother. Is it not?
It is very much.
We always say my mom reminds us of Kris Jenner, not because she's super wealthy or anything like that, or because she sold my sex tapes, which she hasn't ever.
Which is good. That's a good thing.
Thank goodness. She's left those for us.
Excellent.
But Kris is just funny and extra. There's like a few Stouffer's casserole and the rest is champagne. But a few of my favorite champagnes, I did a little research here. I wanted to tell you about the champagne because I think it's a cool story and I like to tell people about this champagne as much as I can. It's my favorite. The brand is Veuve Clicquot. It was created by Madame Clicquot, and this is really interesting because way back then women could not own businesses, right? So she's actually known as the Grande Dame of Champagne. She was widowed and her husband had a wine business. He was making wine, and because she was widowed and he passed, she was able to take on the business, and she...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she created this champagne at only 27 years old, by the way.
Wow.
Only 27 years old. She used the skills that she learned from him with the winemaking to develop this champagne, and it's a very special technique that they use. It's like a secret technique that the company actually uses today still. So anyway, I love that story.
That's a great story.
It is a good story.
And that's a good champagne. I love Clicquot. So
I do too.
Great champagne.
My claim to, or one of my most important stupid things that I own is a Veuve Clicquot champagne that was sent by Ariana Grande.
And signed by her, right?
And signed, and it has my name etched into the bottle.
It's pretty sweet.
And it's in this beautiful case. It's very cool. I won a contest. She doesn't know me or anything, but...
It's still cool.
It's still pretty cool. I love it. I'll never open it. Even though I want to, because it's a really old one. Like, it was like... They have like their more, probably $50, $60 line of champagnes, and then it gets like even more from there, and I know it's one of the big boys. One I would never buy on my own.
Right, of course.
So, you know. Anyway, not to flex on anyone, but, you know. So they're cleaning out the fridge. It's nothing but champagne and old beans and Stouffer's. And just to show even more how out of touch Kris is, she is bagging it all up in a trash bag, and Khloe goes, "Oh, that's so nice you take out your own trash." Kris goes, "No, I just throw it over the back, or I throw it over the balcony," and someone like, you know, you go and pick it up and throw it in the trash can.
What?
She's just been tossing her trash out on a balcony.
Oh my god.
And maybe she just said it because clearly, I don't think she goes here often, but I was just like, oh my god, it's just, I don't know.
And didn't she have someone, like, she opened the door and she had someone take it out for her because she didn't know where it went?
Yeah, she's like, "I'll take it out." And then, yeah, you see her open the door and she's like, "Hey, can you take out this trash for me?" I'm sure it was like a crew member, but still, like, ew. After that little silliness with the fridge, they have a little sit down. Chris wants to talk to Khloe about how she feels that Khloe's going to miss out on being excited in all the happy moments for the baby. And Chris is crying instantly.
Anytime Chris cries, I just I don't care. But but I did feel like this moment was really, really touching. And Chris made a lot of good points here that Khloe, there's only one, like, before the baby's born, there's only, like, X amount of time before that you get to enjoy the certain little things in life before the baby's here. So
Yeah.
I think Chris made a lot of good points to take advantage of this exciting moment. And it is exciting even given the circumstances. And
Yeah, she says you can only do this once. Like, this will only happen once with this child. You can't miss out on it.
And that's really, I mean, that pulls on the heartstrings a lot. And and she's not wrong. She's not wrong at all.
Yeah. And then Cousin Cece arrives. We don't see Cousin Cece all that often. I remember her from older seasons, though. So she breaks the news to her that she's having a baby, and she looks so happy and excited. Khloe says, it's with a surrogate. I'm not doing it myself. I'm not pregnant.
But this looked like the first time Khloe was really, like, kind of excited about the pregnancy and the baby coming along the way. And that was really nice to see. And you kind of saw her progression through the episode, which was really nice. Because as I said earlier, this episode was just kind of tainted with sadness. And it was just really sad.
It was nice this was the first time we saw her tell someone about the baby with like I'm having a baby, like a more happier vibe other than about the scandal.
Right.
This was the first time. So and I think it was probably nice for Khloe to get that like happy feedback from Cece and the big warm hug, and like it probably helped to boost things along, I feel anyway.
Yeah, it was a really nice moment.
Yeah. So then Khloe has a little moment where she says she found out Tristan cheated 24 hours before True was born. It put Khloe into early labor with True, all of the stress. And so now she's a little numb. She's a little scared. I mean, can you
How
imagine
awful.
that?
No, I literally can't imagine that. So can you imagine that?
No, Alok, I can't. It's half the reason why I wanted you to do this episode with me, because I need you to experience all this pain with me.
Right.
So the next time you're on your NBA tour on your 30th birthday,
Sure.
you don't allow anyone into your room.
Unfortunately, I think a few of those ships have sailed, so I think we're okay.
You can be anything you want to be.
Not an NBA player at 30.
Nope, they say you can be anything you want to be if you work hard enough and if you dream big enough. How big are you dreaming?
I guess not big enough.
Okay. And we found out a little fun nugget. I guess, I kind of hate this. I get it for True, but I hate it because of Tristan. They are going to give the baby... Oh, by the way, it's a boy. That's the other thing about this, is that Khloe wanted to give Tristan a son, and the woman that he knocked up is having a son first.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So that's like his first son, not Khloe's. I know. So Khloe let us know that she is going to name the baby with a T name, just like she did for True, just because Tristan wanted.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah. I mean, True was a family name in Khloe's family, but he did want a T name, and so now he's going to have 2 T names.
Probably 3, right? With the other baby.
Oh my God, don't say that.
You don't think he's going to not have his way and have heavy say in the name for the other baby.
So now Khloe's at Kim's. First of all, my number one question is, how does Kim keep this house so fucking white? Everything is a Sherpa couch. It looks like a white Whoville. Sherpa couches, white, walls white, countertops white, floors white.
Do you love it?
I love it. You know that I do. But she has like, how many, 5 fucking children running around? Kanye's kids too? You tell me Northie doesn't ever pick up a Sharpie and go ham in there? The house is white as fuck.
Yeah, and she probably has people on standby, painters and couch people and...
Just at the ready.
At the ready.
At the ready.
Has 3 backup couches and...
Oh, yeah. Probably a warehouse of the furniture she wants.
Yeah.
So then we do have a serious moment here. And actually, as I was watching this thought didn't occur to me till I got to this part. And I was like, what is she going to do about the delivery room? So... Kim says, what are you going to do about the delivery room?
That's a really good question.
No. Are you going to have Tristan there or not with this whole situation?
I just meant in general. Like, is Khloe generally like, are people there a lot of the time?
So with a surrogate, I mean, I can't assume for everyone's situation, but typically yes, because you have to do skin to skin after the baby's born, so that they bond and recognize that you're their parent.
Just anytime we say surrogate, it reminds me of the Curb episode. Where...
I was thinking it this whole time, and I didn't want to say it.
And Shae jokes that I'm exactly like Larry, because I am a lot like Larry.
He's
from
so
Curb.
annoyingly Larry David. I hate it.
So Larry feels bad for the surrogate, and I was just about to make a comment feeling bad for the surrogate. Like, oh, well,
Stop.
No one really cares about the surrogate
Stop.
that's pushing out the baby. And I mean, I think it's a valid point, but...
Everyone cares about the surrogate, but it's not the surrogate's baby. I don't believe you're supposed to do too much so that they don't attach to it psychologically.
Well, we saw why.
I know, because Larry David brings a gift for the surrogate at the baby shower, and then, it's a show, but she runs away with the baby, and she doesn't want to give the baby up.
Well...
And you would do that. If I had a surrogate, you would bring a gift for the surrogate.
I'd marry the surrogate.
Oh my God, I hate you. That's so not funny. Take it back.
I take it back.
You are so evil.
Just so that they feel included, though.
They don't need to feel included.
All
We're
right.
paying them.
Okay.
Okay?
It doesn't feel like enough.
It's
but
enough.
I know it's enough, but it just doesn't feel like enough.
Is this a red flag? Everyone let me know right now if I need to pack my bags. Because sometimes I think I'm a little numb, much like Khloe. So. Okay, so anyway, they're talking about if they're going to have Tristan in the room. Khloe says she doesn't really think so.
That's fair.
She doesn't really want him. Yeah, she doesn't really want him there. Kim's actually surprised me. She said you should let Tristan in the room. It is his child still. And you can't ever get that moment back. You can't do it over. And you know what? This is what fucking sucks about this situation, is that women always have to take the higher fucking road. And I don't mean to beat up on your penis right now, but even with Tristan being such a fuck right now, everyone puts pressure on Khloe to be like, you have to do the right thing. You won't get this moment back. Well, how about he should have kept his dick in his pants, but I have to now worry about him missing this, and I have to make sure that he has this moment, and I have to make sure it's such bullshit. It's so annoying. And I get it. Like, yeah, they're kind of right. But still, it's just the woman always has to still make the right, mature decision, no matter how hardly they've been burned and hurt from one person.
You really said that perfectly. It's really unfair that Khloe now has to consider that during this trying time, that she has to like, oh, well, at some point I have to like make good with Tristan enough so that he can come in the room and we can like talk about the baby and like enjoy our baby together. And that is shitty, and that sucks.
So like, I'm not only just trying to heal my own hurt and trauma that you keep giving me, but now I also have the weight and the burden of your moments, your precious moments with your child on my shoulders too. I have to make sure that you still get that when I'm like half a freaking human here, still trying to heal after you broke my fucking heart.
Yep.
You broke my fucking heart again.
Again.
And you knowingly did it to me, and you made me a laughing stock of the world.
Again.
And again. I know. It makes me so mad. It makes me so mad. It's just so unfair. I'm sorry.
No, it's really unfair.
It's unfair. Why? Another burden on her.
Yeah.
Heal yourself and also make sure I don't miss any of my special dad moments as Tristan. It makes me so mad. So now Chris and Khloe go baby shopping, which is a cute moment. Chris is really trying to get Khloe in baby mode, trying to get her going.
This was cute. Chris is really trying, and you can see that Khloe's even so just rude to Chris throughout any episode, really. And this one is no exception. And Khloe's just kind of short with her and just kind of, laughs her off sometimes. But Chris still really tries and really pushes, and that is nice to see. And I'm not a Chris fan by any means, but it was nice to see her really put 110% in getting Khloe like on board with this baby and just doing the basics of shopping for clothes and just trying to get her excited in any way she could.
Yeah. And I'm sure it helps. You need someone, sometimes you need another person to kind of push you off the ledge, get out there, try this, do this, it's time. Because I feel like the baby's about to be born any day. We don't know exactly when they film these scenes, but I think this was like up to like birthing time. Just judging by Khloe's nails and her hair being so similar around the time of the baby being born, she was doing the real shortcut at the end of this episode. I feel like this is like right before baby's coming in my own personal mind.
No, and that's probably very true. And just it shows how detached and how scary the situation really was. So, and I don't blame Khloe at all.
No, I'm not judging. I'm
not at all. But
I couldn't do it. I don't know how she did it.
And yeah, she's just really strong because of it, because she's been through harder things than most of them. So Team Khloe all the way.
Team Khloe. So that's a cute little moment, and then we arrive at Khloe's baby shower.
Dior bags everywhere.
Dior bags everywhere. It was a cute theme. I like that the baby's probably, they're thinking going to be a Leo, so they did a lion theme, and it's really small and intimate because Khloe didn't really want a big hoopla. But it was nice to see Khloe smiling. I think she still looked pretty detached and pretty numb.
Absolutely.
What I really hated, and I know they meant well, Kim's making a really sweet, supportive speech, and everyone, she says like, you won't remember what life is like without this baby. She was really, really nice, but it was like written or said in the tone of like, you're stressed out right now because of Tristan, so please just be happy. I felt like everyone was so sad at the shower. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it
had like
the mood was very down.
Yeah, there was like this tone of, even though this shit has happened to you, it's gonna be fine. Even at the shower, I really wish everyone just went in there, didn't cry, didn't trauma dump on her. She's just trying to fucking get through this, and everyone's crying left and right.
Kind of like when Chris cries, when Kim cries, I kind of just eye roll and kind of just don't. And I love how Khloe reacts always, and she was just like, "Why are you crying?" And I thought that was hilarious, but also really to the point, because why is Kim crying?
Why are you crying?
This is a happy moment, and everyone knows the stress around it. But like this should have been the time where Kim just puts on a strong face and doesn't, do the Kim cry emoji.
It's not time for Kim ugly crying. I just think they should have brought in better vibes, because there was just that tone of, we know this is a shitty situation, but it'll be fine. Even at the shower, it just shouldn't have happened. And then. So they're suggesting baby names, which is cute. They say 10, Tiger, Tide, Tupac. So we're just being goofy now. I liked the name 10 though. Is that crazy?
You like interesting names, so I didn't like it. But
I like 10.
What is it from Seinfeld? Like 11 or?
It's still on my list, so no one listen to it. Don't worry about it.
Soda?
No, I don't want soda. I want the other one. You know which one I want. You almost gave away our baby name.
Oh, no.
And now they all know it's a Seinfeld reference.
Oh, no.
It's not my number one.
What is it?
What?
7?
What is wrong with you? What did I say?
I forgot what it was.
Yes, it's 7. It's 7. And now I can't have it.
Well, we'll just do Soda instead.
I'm
Soda. It's a good name.
I am so over you.
George is also like Larry, and so I'm like George, so I expect a lot of Curb and Seinfeld references. Yeah. Sorry, not sorry.
It's our favorite. So the episode ends with a cute little... Well, no, it really doesn't end with a cute little toast. I did want to say Courtney and Travis were there, and Courtney got weirdly biblical. I know that they're religious. I know they're Christians, and I am a former Christian, so I'm very familiar with this Christian talk. I don't know if it's just because I've renounced my religion. No judgment for anyone who's a religious person. It just wasn't for me anymore. I don't know if it's because I've kind of stepped away from reading all that and saying that stuff so much. I'm not criticizing them being a Christian. It made me think about The Compound. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of like,
Yeah, we're just
gonna, leave little breadcrumbs throughout the episodes that we do, and just point towards why The Compound's a real thing.
Yeah, that's it. I'm not harshing the Christian vibe.
No, not at all.
It's just it's a little clue.
So it's just something we're going to keep an eye on.
Just, they have hope, and this is something that gives them strength and encouragement. But I was just like, whoa, Courtney. Yeah. Really coming out strong as a woman of faith.
Yep.
Kylie and Kendall weren't at the shower. Did you notice that?
Oh, that is weird. No, I didn't notice that. Kylie's too busy getting the hand-me-downs ready for Khloe.
Yeah, she's bagging up the closet.
Yeah.
Kendall's solving world peace with a Pepsi again.
You know, it's what she does.
It's what she does because she's so wonderful.
Exactly.
Oh my God. So it's the day. The surrogate is going into labor. It's baby time. So Kim goes to Khloe's house to pick up Khloe.
I thought it was interesting to see this from someone that wasn't having a baby but is, you know. I thought it was a really interesting perspective to see this from, because
I agree.
you always see it from the mom who's pregnant
Getting her in the car.
getting her in the car, and it's a big rush, and like this is kind of like, oh well, you know, Khloe has time. She can take her time. She can stop at Starbucks.
We can stop at Starbucks. It's not a big deal.
Yes.
No, but it was interesting. It seems so just crazy. I mean, she's in full glam. She's got her nails on. She has a nice little outfit on. And she's just going to go pick up her baby.
Yeah, insane.
And Tristan's not with her at this point.
Wow.
Kim picks her up to go get the baby.
That's a good point.
And I think this was during, like, COVID still being weird. I think some hospitals still are a little weird right now about how the delivery room works and everything like that. So I don't know how many people are allowed. And that might be gone altogether. I don't know what I'm talking about. But, so anyway, Kim and Khloe go to pick up the baby or to be there for the delivery. Khloe's in the room. I couldn't tell if it was Kim in the room filming or if it was a film person, but I almost bet it was Kim.
I think it was Kim,
Was it
just
Kim?
because... No, I don't know. That was hard to tell, though. It was
don't know.
interesting.
Yeah. But so Khloe's in the corner, and then the baby comes. They give the baby to Khloe, and then it looked like she spent the rest of the day resting. I don't know how long, but resting in the hospital. She was calling everyone on FaceTime, Kylie and Chris, and showing them the baby, and he's got his little hat on, and then...
It was really cute.
It was really sweet. It seemed lonely, though. It seemed lonely, but then by the end, we see that she does let Tristan in the room.
Which is, I mean, again, it is the right thing to do. It's just unfair to Khloe, as you already said earlier.
It is unfair, but it is the right thing to do, I guess.
And, you know, I'm not Team Tristan by any means, but you and I have always said this, that, you know, if you're famous, if you're a basketball player, if you have that type of lifestyle, it's really hard to be in a monogamous relationship.
I don't know why you would. I don't know why you would.
So, not that it's Khloe's fault by any means, but you and I have always talked about this, that it's really it's a different world that they live in, and we can't really understand it. And not that gives Tristan any pass, but just something to consider.
I just wonder why they set themselves up for this, athletes in general. Like,
yeah.
Why be in a committed relationship? Why be in a committed relationship? You're never home. You're on the road. You know there's going to be girls throwing themselves at you. Why would you hunker down so young with a partner?
I guess for kids and to try to have that family life.
Already? Like, it's go, go, go time. Making their money. They should be having fun. I think they do it to themselves. It's so weird.
Yeah.
I don't know why they do
You are
that.
right, because they, you know, you don't have to have
I
a
think
kid.
later in your career, fine. Early, I mean, how old is... Tristan's not that young, though. How old is
Yeah,
Tristan?
now he's 30. He's only a year or two. We have the same birthday, actually, I think.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So anyway, you guys, that's basically the end of the episode. I don't think I missed anything. We did get the preview for the season. There's a lot of juicy stuff in here. A lot of stuff that we've been talking about over the past year.
We can't wait to unpack it. I can't wait.
We have Kim's interview moment where she says, "Get your fucking asses up and work."
See, and the way that they previewed it, I guess they're doing it because it's going to make everyone mad, but it did make me mad.
Yeah, everyone's pissed. It's horrible. Yeah. Yes.
So I wonder what she's going to say to that. I can't wait to see the Kardashian behind the scenes, because, you know, it's a heavily redacted behind the scenes that we get to see. But I can't wait to see that and just kind of see what they allow us to with that whole situation.
Yeah, I agree. So it's that. It's Khloe feeling more confident. There's some Kylie cosmetic shit that I don't give a shit about. There's Kendall peeing in an ice bucket. Kourtney's wedding to Travis. Kardashian lawsuit with Black China. I'm really excited for that one.
That should be a good one.
Yeah. Chris has medical issues. Khloe has migraines. We all know this. It's probably just an ad placement for her migraine medication.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, we see that all over the internet. The family getting death threats, and Kim at the Met Gala, the Marilyn Monroe dress moment.
Oh.
Which is a spicy topic.
Well, I can't wait. I
I
think
can't wait either.
it's a pretty good season. I mean, they really do put together their seasons well, so
Yeah.
it's really exciting, and I can't wait to be here with you guys. I hope.
And yeah, you guys, that was basically it for the first episode of the season 2 premiere of The Kardashians on Hulu.
This was fun. I mean, it's funny because we do this so often, and we always just talk about the Kardashians anyway. So it's fun doing this for your Cheeky Couch. I love it.
Make sure that you guys are subscribed to the Cheeky Couch podcast channel on YouTube, as well as Cheeky Couch Rewatch. That's what you're watching this on right now. If you click the link here from Twitter or from Instagram or something like that, it brought you to a new channel. You're probably not subscribed yet. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel and the Cheeky Couch podcast, because through the month of October, we're going to be doing little cash, what's it called?
Cash App?
Cash apps. We're doing little Cash App drops.
Nice.
Just as a little thank you for supporting this channel. All you have to do is subscribe and comment down below with your Cash App, and I'll send you a little bit for like a cup of coffee or a little snack. Nothing serious,
Sweet.
but I thought it'd be more fun than doing one big cash prize.
Yeah.
If everyone just kind of got a little something.
Yeah. Can I
Anyway,
enter?
no, you can't.
Okay.
You can pay for it.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I will pay for it. But thank you guys so much for watching today. And don't forget, if you want to listen instead of watch, you can download the episodes at Cheeky Couch Podcast on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, anywhere that podcasts are available. So thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in the next Cheeky Couch.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.